I love weird core games. When I saw that they surprise released Pacific Drive, I hit download. Pacific Drive is Stranger Things meets Fallout, but it is a driving game. Sure, not all driving games are supposed to be racing games. Pacific Drive is one such driving game where players take road trips across different dimensions. The driving game category has, well, it barely has any entries now that they had to merge the racing game and flying game category into one. Thankfully, Pacific Drive is an original concept that adds to a genre that certainly should shift up from neutral. Anyway, Pacific Drive is an original driving game concept developed by Ironwood Studios and Kepler Interactive. The game is based in 1998, where the player character stumbles across a station wagon that is their ticket to navigating this bizarre world that is beyond human comprehension. Our character is chosen by a remnant, which is an inanimate object imbued with supernatural powers. A remnant can be another object, from an old record player to a lawnmower. However, in this case, our remnant is a station wagon which we restore and resto mod along the way. Is that car truly alive? I don't know for sure, but there is a sense of security that you feel when you are in the car, even if the engine is idling with no goal in sight. The story, the gameplay, and the overall theme is engineered to make players feel safest of all in their car. Gary Newman would be proud. Collect, scavenge, and ration your resources wisely so you are not left stranded. There is also a space management mechanic like Resident Evil 4. Being in a place with sus quality gasoline and no part support for your station wagon, it will run into issues from time to time. It is up to the player to repair, craft, or take their chances with a failing car part. Naturally, tires can also fall loose and flatten, so you either have to limp along with them or fix the issue. Did I also mention that your car can develop quirks? A car door opening for no reason? Your radio switching on and off? Your dashboard lights flickering? These are just some of the quirks your ride can develop. These can be anything minor to something completely annoying. Bring her over to the Tinker Station to second guess the problem and the likely solution. Hey, that's a lot like real life. The playstyle of the game has you explore different derelict areas. You collect these glowy orbs and go through gateways to get out of Dodge. Once the gateway is active, the player must put the pedal to the metal lest the storm turn them into yet another cautionary tale from beyond. No assists here. The GPS is a part of this game's world. Also, you have to toggle each and every control of your car, which makes the experience much more immersive. Players can interact with every part of their trusty steed, whether it is refueling or jumping their battery. Speaking of which, you have to use your headlights wisely because, as illogical as this might sound, they drain the car's battery. Hey, did I also mention that you can hurt yourself with the rear hatch of your station wagon? Because that's definitely a thing in this game. The songs list of Pacific Drive is out of this world. This is the first video game in ages that makes me not want to leave the car. The last game to do that was Mafia 3. I always wondered where all the indie garage band rock went. Little did I know it drove into Pacific Drive. After a few totally not long playthroughs, I added the game's soundtrack to my mixtape because for somebody who's a car enthusiast and just loves vibing and driving around for no apparent reason, it was hard not to. Now, the moment you have been waiting for. Now for the official Game Trigger score. Pacific Drive wins the car show with a 9 out of 10. I know that's perhaps a very lenient score, but you have to just simply take into account that this is a smaller scale studio going out of their way to give you an original game, one that is very well implemented. The studio also released a beefy patch of 17 GB within the first week of the game's release to address launch day issues, which shows their level of competence. Pacific Drive is an unforgettable experience that proves yet again that it is the more modest studios that are really going the extra mile to create such wonderful and interesting games. This game right here, it's Game of the Year material for 2025. And that's not just because there was barely any competition this year around, because gaming, much like everything else, is becoming eye-wateringly expensive. Normally, I would have given the award to Battlefield 6 or Call of Duty Black Ops 7 if it dropped and it's genuinely good, or Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, but these are games that you were probably expecting to win anyway. Game Trigger Studios is dedicated to highlighting the more underrated games rather than the big name players. All the content I make, it's genuinely something I truly feel about whatever it is I'm making content about. So there is no machine or any extra third party influences. All that you're listening to and seeing, it's all human. Phew, I finally made it. For a moment, I thought I'd probably turn into space dust or pixie dust or whatever kind of dust the storm wanted to turn me into. Guess that's not happening for today at least.